Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Coach Lacey, and today, Tuesday, June 3rd, 2025. This is Rise and Shine with Morning Moon. And today is not the usual kind of morning daily motivation. And I wish that it was. But those of us who live in Wenatchee, Washington, are waking up inside of a nightmare. And a family that we hold in our community is waking up inside the unthinkable. And it has left our town, every parent and everybody that's touched, but specifically people here in town, every parent, everybody that has touched this family just staggered and in silent shock, complete shock, complete utter shock, just staggering. And yesterday, if you watched my show, I talked about a event that had happened with a local veteran who had a visitation um, with his girls, and he was homeless, living in his truck, going from hotel to hotel, and he had visitation rights because he wasn't violent or on drugs, and he was still keeping it together. And he experienced a momentary lapse of reason where he did the absolute complete unthinkable. Um, and first he took the kids and they were missing for a few days, and he didn't bring them back on the custody plan. And the town acted quickly. The mother acted quickly, good on the mother, and got national attention and made it um, known that the kids were missing, and she did everything she could in her power. And unfortunately, this morning it was announced that their worst fears had been recognized, and those three beautiful little girls, Paityn, Evelyn, and Olivia, were found murdered after up in the campground in the icicle. Um, and the icicle's place here that all of us locals know and love is now tainted forever with this sadness, and this mother and this family, local members of our community, are just staggered in sadness and just stuck in the what ifs, and there's just really no words to night and like even excuse me, there's no words to even name that sort of grief that just wells up in your throat from your heart and your soul when you hear something like that, no matter whether you know the people or not. And our community is pretty small, and so, you know, it's really hitting everybody. And I want to just begin this by simply saying, if you are struggling today and you're feeling numb, you're just stunned, you're just shocked, I am with you. And if you're in tears, you're angry, everybody experiences grief differently. And your feelings are valid, and you are not alone. We all experience grief differently. After my brother killed himself, I sat in shock for a very long time of how this could happen. And it came down to a momentary lapse of reason. And in the battlefield of the mind, when you have a momentary lapse of reason, sometimes we do things on impulse and we just don't think, and it doesn't make what happened what happened is completely inexcusable and completely demonic. And that's when you know that the battlefield of the mind and Satan and demonic entities are real, because in those momentary lapses of reason, people do the most horrific things. I've seen the horrific in humanity. And those of you who are new to me, who are just finding me for the first time, you can hear my story on my YouTube channel, but to set the context, I used to, in 2020, I helped with some predator hunting, like pedophile hunting. And I have seen the worst types of things out there. And in addition to my own grief and loss from losing my brother to suicide and losing family to medical mishap and whatnot, I have found myself in stage of grief of um and apathy and numbness, that I have been through so much trauma, chaos, and seen the worst of humanity, that unfortunately this event does not surprise me one bit, and I am very deeply, deeply saddened for everyone involved, because it didn't have to end this way, and all the what ifs that you think about, of why this occurred and how this went down. We all have our theories, but having been in situations of momentary lapse of reason and chaos with people that I love and PTSD and blah, 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 I truly believe that this moment was just an emotional fueled um, momentary lapse of reason and demonic possession. And really, because who could kill, who could do that to their children, even if you are having a moment? And the only thing that I can think of is being so hurt and so broken, and getting into the mind of someone who has lived through war and is homeless and feeling lost and feeling the weight of their choices and the weight of how they've showed up, and maybe regret or maybe not understanding or whatever it is, and then thinking, well, if I can't have this and I can't have my family, then I will not let you have my family either. And so the thing that we've created, that is no longer. And so the only way I can hurt you as much as you've hurt me is through this tragic and just absolutely fucking devastating event. Like, what the hell? So it hits hard, you know? It hits hard. And the locals, kids that have played with the girls, been in plays with them, been in school with them, interacted with the family from day to day life. Those of us who have camped those roads, experience the beauty of what is now a tainted place in the icicle of sadness and just absolute devastation and mental health, broken just a total break in mental health care. Like, oh my goodness, I can't even right now. And those of us who have loved people through, PTSD or psychosis or addiction or experiencing any sort of, anger or suicidal ideation, or those of us who have lived in our, the love people we loved have killed themselves. Um, it hits differently, man. It hits differently. And pardon me, um, but it hits differently, and it just gives time for a silent reflection of the battle, and then in these moments that could have gone differently. For me, it hits like it's like I think of these moments that could have gone differently, right? And then I think of what happened with my brother every day. And I think about, poor Travis, not even poor children, poor Olivia and Paityn and, and Evelyn. they had, how on earth could you do that to your children? I just don't even understand. That's the part I can't reconcile. And that's the part that I don't know that I could even, it's for unforgivable. It's like, why not just take your own life, and leave them out of it? Why? Like, and, in that reflection, I'm sure everybody's feeling angry about that one because that is just fucking pure selfishness. And I think about Travis, about the guy that about the dad, and um I just and I just think about Whitney, and I think about everything they're probably just gone through and going through, and it's tragic, and I don't even know. I can't even I can't even. How could you be so lost and so have to be demon possessed? Absolutely. Absolutely demon possessed. Um, you know, so I just believe something took over. I don't know, not just illness. It wasn't just mental illness, it's like it's not just mental illness, it's not just despair, it's something much darker, much darker. And, uh, evil, pure fucking evil. That's all it was, pure fucking evil. Just a distortion that is just so wrapped up and it's the battlefield of your mind, just so warped that it bypasses your humanity. It just fucking, it was evil, just pure evil. It is evil. There's no other word for it. I can't even. Yeah. So I pray for this family, and the mom is still left here. Poor Whitney is still left here. Um, to pick up the pieces, and how can you heal from that, right? Like, how do you move forward from such a fucking unexcusable, purposeless tragedy? How on earth can you, well, like, what the, like, the ultimate fuck you, right? Like, that's like the ultimate fuck you, and it's just so despicable, absolutely despicable. And I just can't even, I can't with it right now. I don't know, you guys. What now? It's like, so how do you move forward from that? And how does she heal again? And it's only through everything I teach. If you're new here, I teach the tenets of building a strong foundation, a strong wellness foundation, so that when chaos ensues and the worst happens, you can still live your life. And it's like, I don't even like, it's like, how do you live your life after that? Well, you have to, I mean, you could choose to have your own momentary lapse of reason and, do the worst, punch your own shit, punch your own ticket. But why? Like, what purpose would that serve? What purpose would that serve? You have to, like, clearly there needs to be a purpose behind this and a reason, right? And so the only purpose and reason behind when people do stupid shit, when we walk through stupid shit, is to be able to help other people who have to walk through that too, right? And it's hard, right? It's hard. We anchor in. I'm saying that, crying. We anchor in, I don't even, I don't have a stake in this game. This isn't my grief to hold, but um, I'm grieving here with him, with everybody, with the community. I've had my own grief so much that I'm numb to it now. Like, shit happens and it's horrible and life is fucked. Life is fucked. And then we remember that our lives are not our own. And then we don't always get to choose what happens. We don't always have a choice, but we do, right? Like, we just get to choose how we respond. Life happens and then we choose how we respond. And Travis fucking chose very bad. He chose really badly. So how do we choose? You know? How do we choose? How do we respond? How do you want to show up in the world? Are you going to respond with grace, with love, with presence, with grit, tenacity, strength? Are you going to lead with strength? Are you going to be tested and stay firm, right? I show up here every day because, someone out there is suffering quietly. And now today it's loudly, right? And if my words can make it just 1% lighter for someone else, then I'll just keep showing up. Even when I don't even know why the fuck I'm doing it, right? So if this event is directly affecting you and you are someone that is struggling today, I just encourage you to feel your grief, cry it out. You're gonna cry for a long fucking time, dude. Mama, you're gonna cry. It's gonna suck. And every day you're gonna wonder why this happened. But if you can stand firm and anchor in and control your controllables and open up your Bible and stand firm in the Lord, even though you don't understand why he took your babies, that's a hard one. It's hard, right? But if you want to see them again, if a chance to see them again is even there, then that's it. That's it, baby. You got to take it. Pray for them. Pray for their eternal soul. And anchor in. That means you can only control what you eat, what you drink. That's where I'm going here. How you move. What type of input you put into your mind, what type of books you're reading, what type of shows you're watching, what type of content you're listening to, the words you say, how you show up, and how you release your grief and how you take care of yourself and the food you eat. That's all you can do. You can't do anything other than that. And if that is all you do and you only do one of those things today, then that be enough. But make sure you do one thing, because then you're building the foundation that's strong when life happens and tornadoes happen and the worst happens. Then you might have a chance at not breaking yourself and falling to momentary lapse of fucking reason. So mama, if you're watching, Whitney, if somehow you watch this video, my heart goes out to you. And I'm really, really sorry that you lost your babies. And I will sit with you if you need someone to sit with, someone that you don't know that's been through some shit that can help give you some tools to move forward again. So if you don't know where to start, just start by grieving your broken heart, because that's where you need to start. And then you anchor into your controllables. So you can join my group, which is Rise and Shine on Morning Moon, with Rise and Shine with Morning Moon on Facebook. It's free. There's a checklist there, and you anchor in every day by checking things off on the checklist. Was I nice to myself today? Did I show up with purpose and intention? Did I feed myself nourishing food? That sort of thing. And from there, one little bite, one breath, one step at a time. That's what a brilliant mentor of mine, Dr. Allegra, used to say. It's never been more true. One bite, one breath, one step at a time. How do you want to show up in the world? Dr. Allegra always used to say that to me. I'm saying it all to you. That is how you're going to get through this stuff, everyone. So, I don't understand why some people do what they do. I mean, I kind of understand how this went down logically, but at the very end of the day, I could never understand the demonic possession it would take to hurt a child, especially my own, like any child, any or animal, like ever. I just don't. I don't get it, and I'm sure that you don't either. And we're not going to get answers. There's not a lot of answers out there, but we're not helpless. So we can hold space for each other, we can pray for each other, and we can check on each other. Okay. And we can sit with each other, and we can raise awareness about mental health and suicide and PTSD. Okay. We can be the ones that say no more. We're fucking done with this shit. Like no more drug. Like we need to get people sober. And I don't think this guy was on drugs, but many veterans are, and like even if they're not on any sort of substance, they have mental health issues that need some intervention. Things like acupuncture, equine therapy, counseling, those types of things, naturopathic medicine, those types of things, and those types of interventions, if done early, can really help to prevent tragedies like this. And if your veteran is not open to that, then I would just encourage you to keep silently pushing them to do healthy things and just sitting with them and being there for them, even in their worst moments. I have a veteran. I love him very much. He has his moments, and you know what? Sometimes I have to let him have his space, and I just sit with him. And I just have to, let him just do what he needs to do to have space. And luckily, we have a lot of really great resources that we have utilized. That's why I recommend acupuncture. I recommend going to counseling. I recommend getting some naturopathic intervention, equine therapy. There is a wonderful program here called Warriors and Horses through Alethea Riding Center, available to veterans with a grant and EMT now. So if you are suffering and you are struggling today with mental health issues and PTSD, please reach out. Please reach out to me. Please reach out to the Veterans Help Center. We have a great resource officer here, Tony Sandoval. Reach out to someone. Reach out to Alethea Writing Center. Reach out to one of us because we want to help. We are here for you. If you're struggling with PTSD today, please don't let yourself fall off the rails, man. Like, please, like, this is a tragedy and we can all learn from this. So, family, if you're struggling, if anybody directly related to this needs a resource, please reach out to me. I'm here. My website is www.lacyjwatson.com. Send me a message. I would love to hook you up with some life coaching if you need something. There's other great resources like the past authoring program and the future authoring program. That's very helpful as well. So I'm here for you. I am grieving with you. I am praying for you. I hope that everybody has a healing day, and just say your prayers, everyone, because this is just a massive tragedy. Take care.